Alright.
And we are live. Hey guys, welcome to our new podcast. It's called the Desi Banter. We are a team of four individuals. There are three here and one in front of us. We've been brought up in India. We grew up there in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and then we moved to the US. Each one has their own different story. This podcast started because we all have our own individual life experiences, and whenever we met recently and we talked about it, it always led to some hilarious banter, a lot of jokes, a lot of fun. My name is Ryan. I'm a physical therapist. I'm a football fanatic, soccer actually. Next is Annette, my cousin. She would want to be here, but the fun fact is that she's actually due anytime. She's going to have a baby. Like we might actually have to leave this podcast right now and run to the hospital. And this is the proud father. He is Nirmal. He is the most positive person in the world, and he is Annette's Gujjo husband. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. This came to Majama. This is a very interesting journey for all of us. I'm very glad that Ryan took this initiative, and I've got Annette and Laini, and we're gonna have such fun conversation. Over the next few episodes. My background is in IT, but I'm very talkative, very chatty. I consider myself to have good sense of humor, and during the conversation, my attempt would be to bring that and make sure that I'm able to connect with you guys and the audience.
To Laini, my wonderful wife.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मुझे पता नहीं मुझे पॉडकास्ट पे क्यों लिया है बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि
Extras.
every time
Women empowerment.
हाँ चाहिए.
every time we meet and have a conversation, like I feel my lines, or sometimes the way I speak make people laugh, and I guess that's the reason why I'm on this podcast. I hope so.
Lynette is very, very funny. She doesn't know about it. So really the reason that I chose Nirmal and Lynette for this podcast is because in the last few years, when they got married, when we got married, we lived very close by in Jersey City, and we used to meet up quite often, and we used to have these long conversations, and suddenly they would like go at loggerheads at each other, like not in a fighting sense, but in a fun way. And there used to be a lot of good stories that they would come up with. Do you know anything that you can tell about Lynette?
I'll start. Don't laugh, Lynette. But my impression of Lynette, the first time when I met her, maybe 9 years ago, very shy, very introvert, and I think over a period of time, she didn't realize that she's very funny. We make fun of each other, and by and large, all of us make fun of her.
Yeah, that's true. We make fun of each other. And I feel Nirmal is very, very talkative. Like the first time I met you, Nirmal, at the restaurant where we met the other family member. And I felt Nirmal is very uptight. He came in a suit, and while
came from work,
he
yeah.
had all
He looks
those,
snobbish.
he had all those manners.
Show me the money.
But now after like spending time with him, I just realized he's just as simple as any one of us, and you can have like a regular, genuine conversation with him.
Okay, coming to the show, you guys, hopefully today you don't have to debate too much, because today's topic is not about going against each other. It is about our own experiences when we came from India to the US, because everybody has their own story. So tell me your first memories of when you came to the USA.
Actually, the very first time I came to US, I was just this scared little girl coming from India. I was very close to my family, so leaving all that and coming here was like such a big deal. I remember I cried a lot at the airport. I was crying on the flight because this was like a big change for me and my life.
She just
And
had
it
a
took-
breakup.
No, I did not. And then when I came here, it was like living on your own with roommates, trying to adjust to other people and
Not
their
your roommates.
lifestyles was like very, very difficult for me. I guess that's the first thing I remember about coming to US.
You, sir?
My
Nirmal came here in 1992, I guess, right?
Yes, I came here in 1992. I've got a couple of motels lying around under my name, Shah and Patel. But on a serious note, I came to US in 2007. I was supposed to come in 2006. But, my dad gave me a job that, hey, what will happen if you leave the country and what will happen to the family.
Mhm.
But I freed up my mind. So I decided I'll come in 2007. My experience generally was I had few folks, seniors who are already living in US, so I actually kind of went and I stayed with them. But for me, it was nothing like, it was very emotional or anything. I had my friends and all, and we had an awesome experience. We had to stay over in Milan, and we were all like, tightly like with our luggage and everything, because Milan is considered to be very risky in terms of robbery and all. So my
At the airport.
at the
Yeah,
airport.
at the airport, you guys were like safeguarding your luggage.
Yes, at the airport. So I had one of my other friend. I want to mention his name. His name is Rohan. He is like very paranoid about things. And on the surface level, it was like I'm the bravest among the three. And
Right.
yeah.
And it is rolling our eyes like
And,
this. And it is right here in front of us. by the way.
actually, when we came, we also had a halt in Munich for 9 or 10 hours.
Munich is Germany, no?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, anyways, like 9-10 hours, and like that was like
So you
first
took the
time being
cheapest
out of
flight,
the
huh?
country.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it
cheapest
was the
flight.
cheapest
We
flight
have-
available.
We did everything the cheapest. We are very cheap people. We are not like
Not
Nirmal.
as
Not as
rich
rich.
as Nirmal.
No. That time even I took a cheap one. Alitalia. That flight is no longer in operation now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That is fact checking.
And yes,
I
and
thought
it,
it was a-
and it
that
is
is,
going to do all
national
fact
airline.
checking in case Nirmal bluffs his way through this podcast, and we will catch him out.
But Alitalia, I thought it was Italy's national airline.
So what? National. Huh?
It's still in.
It's
still-
local, right? Yeah.
Somebody must have bought
So
it.
Nirmal went to Milan, and from there he roamed around in Alitalia, and then he came back. So
That is
the story.
Came to US.
Then came to US, yes.
Tell me about, like, for me personally, I lived in a house, we always had a maid, so I didn't have to do anything basically in India. I always, if I wanted food, it would be right in front of the TV where I would sit. So when I came here, it was a little challenging to be independent, to cook my own food, to wash utensils, at the same time go to college, study maybe a little bit. So Lynette, how was your experience?
It was, I wouldn't say I did not have as privileged life as you had. Like the maid did not come and take my plate and stuff. But we did have.
Lynette was my maid, by the way.
Who would help us cook. So that is one thing that I remember. Yes, coming here and अपना खुद का खाना बनाओ. And India में, your mom or your maid cooked for you, and you didn't really have to worry about, you just 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock whenever you have dinner, the dinner is already ready. But coming to US, यहाँ पे आके you have to time yourself कि तुम कितने बजे खाना बनाओगे. Who's going to shop for grocery? Who's going to clean the house, clean the bathrooms and stuff like that. And that was like
And
really difficult.
did you time yourself while cooking? What
Not
is-
time yourself. I'm saying you have to. So if you want to eat at 9 o'clock, you have to start cooking at 8 o'clock.
Ah.
So you like
काम
initially
कौन
we
कर
didn't
रहा है?
realize that. We used to wait till we got hungry at 9 o'clock. Then we started cooking.
अरे
Finally
बाप रे.
ended up eating like at 11 o'clock.
Nirmal, I think first year you only ate theplas from
I had terrible time coming to US. I mean, I shall not go into my food habits, but I had put on weight, I had worked out and all when I came to US. The very first day when I came, I liked the pizza, I had the pizza, and I was only carrying $3,000. And that was for everything, to buy the laptop, to do everything.
Oh
to
yeah,
buy the
yeah.
food.
Initially give your
Rent,
deposit. and
initial
So
stuff
salary.
like that.
I spent, there is a place called Boston House of Pizza, and I spent there $15. And I had the pizza, and then I'm like, if I eat at this pace, I won't have any money left by the end of the month.
You had to save it
So-
for the next day. Yeah.
And then I wasn't, somebody who was actually eating, I was only vegetarian, I wasn't eating anything else. So then I figured out cheaper places where I would actually eat like $1 burger, which would have only lettuce and tomato. And I would eat two of that. And with like whatever 10 pounds I had gained when I was in India, I lost all of it in 3 months. That was a horrible time. I think I should have actually kind of asked for more money from home.
तू थेपले नहीं लेके आया था इंडिया से.
We all got theplas. Everybody get theplas from India.
अरे
Remember
बट
that?
कितना चलेगा थेपला? 5 लोगों के साथ रहना है, वो भी लोग 5
Yeah, I had this one question. I had 2 roommates when I first came here. Lynette,
We were 4 of us, 4 girls.
so 3 roommates.
Yeah, 3 other roommates.
I had 4 roommates, including me.
You
5.
just said that you had 10 roommates once.
No. I
Then
had
people came and
Then
partied in the
Nirmal
People
has said
partied.
that he lived in a 2-bedroom with some 10 people, and 5 would sleep in the morning and go to work at
Yeah.
night, and
Yeah.
5 would sleep at night and go to work in the morning.
It was co-ed. People come and go and yeah.
It was not co-ed at all, guys. Sleeping on top of each other. Okay, this is one thing that every Indian who comes here does, definitely. That is converting rupees into dollars and dollars into rupees whenever you spend for anything.
Actually, initially I tried to, but I'm very bad at maths, so I just gave up. I
But
just stopped
Lynette does
doing that.
maths like this, okay, on her hands. Like,
I
even
used
for
to
2
like
plus 2
carry
is-
1, carry 2, and
Hence
I
the
was like,
profession.
I'm giving up, I cannot do this. I'm sure Nirmal has good
Nirmal
stories
has-
about.
Nirmal still does it. Nirmal just doesn't show it.
You still convert
Nirmal has a
rupees to
smartphone
dollars
now.
to rupees?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would compare, you know why? Because because I go to India very frequently. So then I would compare because the prices in Bombay have increased in terms of food and all. So
That's
that way I would compare that, if I'm actually spending $10 here on a beer, it's pretty much equivalent if you
Yeah,
spend the
actually,
food.
you're right. In India, it's almost the same when you're eating in Bombay restaurants and stuff.
Now it has increased. In the past 10 years, the prices are exorbitant. But yeah, I still do it.
One thing I noticed is whenever we went out to eat a meal or something like that, and once we were done, if the meal cost like $30 for a group of 2 or 3, we would always have to pay like a tip of $5, $6 over it, and I could not understand why that happened. Right now I do, because now we know more about how much the staff who works at restaurants in USA make. But I still thought the tipping culture was very different to the Indian culture, because there you just give whatever you feel like. If they are doing a good job, you give them more. Sometimes people don't give tips if they're upset. But here, everybody is expected to give at least 15%, or in some cases 10%.
No tip.
So, no tip. What do you think? I think Nirmal has really strong opinions, because whenever we go out, he will check everything and he will calculate to the exact dollar and cent and then only tip. And Annette is exactly opposite. She will always tip like 10% more than what he wants to tip. So what do you say?
So my experience with tipping is, that ये tip होना चाहिए, but यहाँ पे ऐसा mandatory नहीं होना चाहिए कि भी डालना ही पड़ेगा. अभी $1,000 का बिल हुआ है, और if there are a party of 5 people and they automatically put in $200 as tip, is not advisable. Now they all say and they give the झाप कि अभी staff को पैसा कम मिलता है, ये करता है, लेकिन ultimately पैसा किसको जाता है? पैसा जाता है business को ही जाता है. और मतलब अगर
But you're making the rich richer and the people who are actually doing all the work, which are work.
हाँ तो उनको पैसा करो ना, उनको पैसा
वो
दो.
तो government करेगा ना. तो till they don't do, you have to have some responsibility to this.
हाँ
Right?
तो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, लेकिन फिर बाद में ऐसा $15-20 का अगर तुम टिप डाल रहे हो, तो इट्स नॉट दैट यू आर गिविंग इट बैक टू द कम्युनिटी. यूएस का कल्चर ही ऐसा है कि मतलब अगर जैसे तूने बोला रिच गेट्स रिचर, होटल में अगर तुम स्टाफ को थोड़ा ज़्यादा पैसा दो, राइट, या तो फिर एक काम करो कि भाई तुम होटल का प्राइसेस जो है डिश का बढ़ा दो, और उसके बाद फिर बाद में लोगों को आने दो. एंड देन इफ पीपल, एंड देयर आर लॉट ऑफ रेस्टोरेंट्स इन न्यूयॉर्क दैट डू दैट. तो आई फील इफ इट दैट इज द केस, तो थोड़ा कंसिस्टेंट प्राइसिंग हो जाएगा.
फिर यहाँ पे आके पहले तो पता भी ना कि टिप देना है लोगों को, एंड देन यू रियलाइज कि अरे ये तो यहाँ
और टिप यहाँ पे खाली इधर नहीं, होटल में नहीं, सब जगह पे देना है.
हाँ पता है, कैब में भी देना
कैब
है,
में देना है, किधर भी देना है, रेस्टोरेंट में भी जाओगे, होटल में जाओगे, देना ही पड़ेगा.
yes. But later I read a history about it, and then I
बता
realized
बता.
why the tip
Let me
is
challenge
so
that.
important. So years and years ago, like when
स्लेवरी पे ना आ जाए.
exactly.
Yes, you're right. That is the history of tips.
Yeah, when slavery ended,
हाँ.
all these businesses let black people do that work of like
हाँ.
serving and all
Without paying them, right?
without pay, and they were like कि अगर तुम्हें कोई दे रहा है पैसा तो that you can
I've
pay
read
less
this.
tax.
I've read
हाँ.
So that is basically their earning. That is what they earn.
200 साल पहले हुआ, अभी चेंज हो
But
जाएगा.
that is how it has been
How
going on.
tradition
Americans have
carried
lived on. So basically, I've read this key 1990. What was it? 92. When was the last time the minimum wage was raised?
हाँ,
It
it's
was
in
raised to
90s,
some $6 something, $6-7 or something like that. And since then, it has never been raised. Like just like to buy कोई सब्जी का 1 pound or 1 kilo has gone up almost double the price. But those people are not getting paid more than
All
the rents have gone up 3 times.
The restaurants are paying.
How will they pay for it? Like,
Yeah, they can decide how much they want to pay their servers. They can pay $5 an hour to their servers, and basically the servers have to rely on tips to make up for the.
हाँ तो इसलिए तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, तो फिर अगर ऐसा है तो फिर बाद में मिनिमम वेज डाल दो.
करेक्ट, मिनिमम वेज तो बढ़ाना ही चाहिए.
there are a lot of classes who have people from different countries, different backgrounds, you know. How did you find it socializing with them or trying to go out or talk to them? Did you have any experience like that?
I did. I was so scared to talk to foreigners for some reason.
क्यों?
I don't know. I just felt like
You are a
I'm
girl.
not- Yeah, but I feel
What
like
does
I'm
that
not confident
Means
enough.
that you already have an upper hand.
What?
That doesn't mean
No, she's talking about foreign guys or foreign girls.
Girls,
Guys
guys.
was easy for her. Guys, she just
Yeah.
has to,
It
you
is
know,
not. It is not.
smile.
I always felt that I don't have enough confidence to talk to like foreigners and not have the guts. So I used to like just mingle with Indian friends and stuff.
The Firan is Firan, no matter what the age group.
No, I'm not talking about like American only, like, you know, even some
Like from Brazil or maybe
South
others,
Americans or, you know,
yeah.
Chinese or Japanese.
Oh yeah, I was comfortable with Asians for some reason. I was
Yeah,
comfortable
because
talking
same
to
And
them.
you're so
culture.
racist against white people.
I'm
Come on.
not racist, but I
Ridiculous.
just had like some kind of
Connection.
Not
They
I
have
have a
the
fear of like talking to Firangi people for some reason. It is not valid at all, but for some reason I had.
It was a little difficult for me to be honest. What did you feel?
well, I wanted to talk to Firangs. I would only talk to them in the club. उसके अलावा तो मेरा जो यूनिवर्सिटी है नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न उसमें 80% of the grad students would be Indians. तो मैं कहाँ जाऊँगा मतलब ढूंढने के लिए कोई फिरंग रहे.
But Boston is a pretty big city, like you could have.
That's why I said na that when you would actually go out at the club में या going out for bowling and all, तभी you can introduce yourself. मेरा तो job हो गया था इसलिए मेरे लिए थोड़ा relatively
हाँ
easy
तो
हो
मेरे
गया
लिए
था.
अच्छा है. हाँ.
And how much money do you spend on girls?
On girls, not particularly quite a lot. I would spend on myself and my grocery and girls and all. We would touch 50-50.
क्या बात कर रहा है?
और क्या?
हाँ निर्मल के साथ I can expect.
निर्मल-
अरे तभी dating apps और वो सब कुछ भी नहीं था ना. So
Nirmal
just
is lying on camera. I'm sorry, but he's lying on camera.
No, I'm not lying on camera.
Told
You
me
did
many
buy
stories.
drinks and stuff for girls.
हाँ वो yes. लेकिन
तो
फिर
वही
बाद
तो spend किया ना.
हाँ but that is only when you are introducing yourself.
How would you introduce?
What, you got a beer or something for them?
सस्ता PBR.
What was your pickup line, Nirmal? Like how
मेरा
do you
pickup
introduce
line?
yourself to
I
girls?
was क्योंकि मेरे को पिकअप लाइन का कॉन्सेप्ट पता ही नहीं था बिकॉज इंडिया में पता है ना कि अगर ऐसा लड़का लड़की अगर कोई अप्रोच करेगा
हाँ.
तो मारामारी हो जाएगा. हाँ
India में था, right? यहाँ पे
इसीलिए that is why that part ना because you don't know how to approach a girl in India back in 2006-7 तो dating apps नहीं थे.
You're right. तभी तो अपने को वो अलग ही सीन था. अभी ना people are
अभी तो तू तेरे मतलब तेरे को ऐसा वो क्या बोलते हैं दुपट्टा और अपना फेस कवर करके ट्रेन में जाना पड़ता है तो मतलब सेम थिंग विद guys because they are not used to talking to so much
Yeah,
in India कि हाँ खोल के मैं बोलूँगा ये so then
खोल के
my line was simple कि let's have a dance क्योंकि एक
Let's have a dance.
Nirmal went to a sweet 16 party and
Let's have a
asked
dance.
16-year-old girls to dance.
और उसके बाद अगर उसने ना बोला तो ना बोला बिकॉज मेरा एक दोस्त है
You used to approach it and say, hey, let's have a dance.
हाँ can I dance with you.
By the way, what is the I don't say problem with Americans. Like America, there are people are very nice here. Like many people are very very nice.
Yeah.
But why do they want to do everything like differently? What do you think?
Everything differently तो
Like everything opposite of what the whole world
Yeah,
does.
because they are very proud of the fact that they
That doesn't mean you have to do everything opposite.
अरे
They don't want to be
लेकिन
similar to others.
अरे
That's the
लेकिन
thing.
वो जो है ना that is not nothing to do with like what's going on right now जो
No,
जो
not
constitution
at all. Not at all.
layout किया था ना
No. He's
I'm
talking
talking
about the
about-
fact that sometimes the way they spell their spellings, even if say colors, COLOR they do it instead of COLOUR.
हाँ.
So like they have their own, their own sports they have. So
Exactly. They have their own World Series, whatever.
Yeah,
that
they call their
Which
race
they only
for the
participate.
World
Yeah.
Series. Yeah.
हाँ.
So,
They drive on the wrong side.
but they are very proud of the fact that they are Americans.
I think it's this is all again ये अभी अपन अभी की बात करें लेकिन ये सब चीज जो रहती है कि वो लोग क्यों अलग करते हैं is not something that has created and has been developed in the past 20 years. ये 200 साल पहले जब
This
ये
is
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन
traditions, yeah.
ले किया था ना कि भाई अपने को वही चीज करना है one of the things because they do differently that time must have made sense is कि because we were oppressed by the British इसलिए अभी अपने को फ्रीडम मिला
That's
है
possible.
इसलिए हम लोग को अभी जो भी
पूरा
चाहिए
change
सब पूरा
करने
चेंज
का।
करना है जितना पॉसिबल है.
That is possible.
Okay, let's go to the next topic. Next topic is the prices of insurance and the medical expenses here. Like in India, even for a small fever, a grown-up person will go to the doctor, get medicines, take medicines, and live his life like that. But here, even if a person is like really sick, they always think twice, at least twice before going to a doctor, because if you don't have insurance, you'll have to give all your life savings to them because you never know the prices jump from one to the other. Like, how is it different from India and here, and why is it so bad?
Definitely, healthcare is different. Healthcare is also one of the businesses, right? I mean, insurance is so in America, everything is it's a capitalist market, so everything is about making money. So insurance is making their own money, doctors are making their own money, pharmaceutical companies.
Who pays the brunt
that's
of
why,
it?
That's why people have to keep spending more and more on insurance.
तो इधर का इंसिडेंट ये रहा है फर्स्ट आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट द इंसिडेंट जहाँ पे मतलब मेरे को लिटरली मैंने इंश्योरेंस लिया था स्टूडेंट लाइफ में एंड आई वाज कुकिंग और वो गोया का जो कैन रहता है ना वो कुक करते करते मेरे उंगली में घुस गया
हाँ.
एंड देन आई हैड द इंश्योरेंस बट आई जस्ट डिडंट नो व्हाट वुड बी कवर्ड
And it is like, किससे शादी की गोया के कैन पे कट करके ब्रैग कर रहा हूँ.
तो तभी तो मेरे को मतलब लिटरली अभी जैसे कट हुआ है सो दैट द स्टिचेस के लिए जल्दी जाना पड़ता है हॉस्पिटल
हाँ.
सो वी वेटेड बिकॉज आई वाज लाइक द फैक्ट दैट आई वेटेड दैट मच वाज ओनली बिकॉज मुझे पता नहीं है कि मैं जाऊंगा मेरा इंश्योरेंस कितना कवर करेगा,
और तेरे को कितना चार्ज लगेगा।
करेक्ट। तो उसके बाद कोई तो आया रहेगा, मतलब कोई तो विजिट कर रहा था, तो उसने मेरे को बोला कि अरे भाई तू करवा के आ, नो मैटर व्हाट द कॉस्ट इज। तो मैं कहा मैं लिटरली, बिकॉज इट वाज 4-5 आवर्स हैड गॉन एंड आई वेंट वेरी अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग, क्योंकि ये रात को हुआ था। और वहाँ पे उसने लिटरली खाली मरम पट्टी किया रहेगा, बिकॉज ही सेड नाउ द वुंड इज नॉट फ्रेश, इसलिए स्टिचेस नहीं मार सकते। तो उसके बाद मेरे को बिल आया एंड द बिल वाज लाइक $400। मैंने बोला ये पट्टी वट्टी मारने का बिल $400।
But your insurance didn't cover it.
इंश्योरेंस आई डोंट नो
He
हाउ
had a
मच
basic insurance.
Even I had taken student insurance. the
still on the
cheapest
top
one.
of it मेरे को total 400 आया, मेरे को still on the top of it I had to pay another like $150, which I said the insurance company I'm not going to pay because I'm a student.
Actually,
मैं
same
भरूंगा
thing
तो
happened with me. Even I had to take one X-ray. I had to go to the emergency room and वो chest X-ray करना था मुझे। हाँ, क्योंकि वो
इसको भी नहीं मालूम है ये।
I will tell ना, वो हम लोग को TB टेस्ट करना होता है in school. तो I always get that Monto test positive. So that's why I had to do chest X-ray to
Oh, yes,
rule out.
I remember,
So
now I
उसके
remember.
बाद they also billed me like some. I showed my insurance and stuff. The insurance covered a little bit. Then they sent me $200 का bill. Even I did not pay.
नहीं पे नहीं करने का, that is the best part.
And then what happens?
नहीं नहीं they
I've never
negotiate,
been in that. Huh?
नहीं negotiate करने का उनके साथ।
Oh, I didn't even talk to them. I just like moved out of.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, but वो अभी अलग बात है क्योंकि
If
मतलब
anybody sends you a bill, just move out of the house. End of story. I want to talk about homesickness. So I haven't been far from home for many years, like at a stretch. But since COVID started, like I think it's been what 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
At least 2.5 years since we have seen our families gone to India, and the homesickness kicks in like a lot. So how was it for you?
Yeah, it was very difficult for me. And then we used to talk on Skype at that time
Skype,
on
yes,
your
on the laptop,
and
yes.
stuff.
But only on weekends mostly,
Yeah,
right?
I broke down like within 2 days after coming here. I just like started crying like crazy. I was like, I cannot like manage this. But I just had to hold myself and try to be a little more stronger. Now
You cried
Yeah,
in front of whom?
in front of my friends.
अच्छा ओके
Yeah,
चलता है।
yeah.
I was your friend. You didn't cry in front of me.
No, you were
तो
not
बाद
there.
में
My
उसको
girl
मिला रहे हैं,
roommates.
वही जिसको
Girl roommates.
अभी कोई है ही नहीं
Yeah.
जान पहचान में।
अभी सब दूर चले गए, but वो टाइम पे यार it was very sad for me.
How did you cry?
I was like what is called wailing, जोर से रोना, फूट
Are you
के रोना.
serious?
तो मिरर में देख के
अरे
क्या है
बाप
फ्रेंड्स के साथ?
रे!
Not like that, but I was like getting very homesick and I was like I just want to go back home.
Nirmal, what do you say like?
मेरे को तो होम
homesickness?
सिकनेस होता है, मैं तो बहुत बार रोया भी हूँ अकेले, ऐसे मतलब किसी के सामने नहीं,
हाँ।
because men don't cry,
No, you are here.
men don't cry,
Nirmal is blowing his nose basically.
या लेकिन होम सिकनेस हुआ है, स्पेशली मेरे को इसलिए होता था क्योंकि खाने का प्रॉब्लम था बहुत बड़ा इधर
तो
आके।
उसके लिए
उसमें
but
तो-
yeah.
क्या selfish है यार?
हाँ, वो
That is
तो-
not homesickness.
I
That
mean,
is home food sickness.
हाँ, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ होम सिकनेस। और अभी मेरे को अभी होम सिकनेस इसलिए होता है क्योंकि जैसे ही अभी ये कोविड का सीन चल रहा है,
Now-
तो उसमें टेंशन हमेशा रहता है कि 10 साल 15 साल पहले द हेल्थ वाज गुड ऑफ पेरेंट्स,
हाँ,
अभी अगर कुछ लफड़ा हुआ
Older भी हो रहे
तो
हैं
फिर बाद में
parents,
उसकी
yeah.
वजह से ऐसा लगता है यू शुड बी देयर विद देम।
I agree.
Yeah.
Homesick तो अभी भी लगता है. We haven't gone to India since 2.5 years, so it's like.
तो
really
4 महीने पहले ही जाके
intense,
फिर भी मेरे को
हाँ.
होम सिकनेस, मेरे को अभी लग रहा है
अरे
मेरे को
मुझे तो मैं
जाना
जब भी
चाहिए।
every time I go to India, it's so hard to come back.
Hmm.
Like every time I leave, I feel like oh I don't.
You तो कम मैंने कहा thank God वापस आ गया और
I
दिमाग
never
खराब
do
हो रहा
that.
था.
I never do.
Don't lie. This is
सबसे-
not the camera you're saying all
I
this.
never do that.
सबसे वाहियात क्या लगता है मेरे को कि इंडिया में से आए, ठीक है होम सिकनेस हुआ, रोते मोते हुआ, मैंने तो लास्ट टाइम लास्ट 2 साल पहले व्हेन आई वाज कमिंग तो मैंने डैड को बोला चलो मैं अपना ट्रिप जो है ना वो 1 हफ्ता डिले कर देता हूँ, तो डैड मेरे को बोलते हैं कि बेटा ज्यादा पैसा लगेगा उसका, मैंने बोला हाँ चेंज
तो
कैंसिल
जा.
चला जा।
The next topic, it's about myths about life in the USA. So whenever I go back to India, all my friends are like, अरे तुम लोग तो बड़े मजे कर रहे होंगे वहाँ पे, अरे तुम लोग तो वहाँ जाओगे, यहाँ जाओगे. Something or the other you have to do. It's not like India, like you wake up and people have washed your underwear, they washed everything and food is ready and tiffin is ready and all that. So the quality of life is good, but there are a lot of myths about how we live here in the USA. So do you have any stories like that where you think, like what do people think?
Yeah, actually, personally, what I am going through right now, I'm just going to talk about that. It's like the worst thing about being here is that visa restriction. For us, when we are on our H1 and like you've been on your H1B for like so long, green card to milne se raha. So it becomes very, it's not a great thing to do, like to face.
It's a choice that you made, but लाइफस्टाइल वाइज मेरे को लगता है कि यूएस का एक है कि मतलब सब लोग सीख जाते हैं कि तुम लोग अपना खुद का काम करना है, एंड दूसरा ये कि चीज़ यहाँ पे इतनी एक्सपेंसिव है ना, इसलिए तूने जैसे बोला ना कि तेरा चड्डी कोई धोता नहीं है यहाँ पे, बिकॉज चड्डी धोने का भी कोई $4 लेगा, राइट? सो थिंग्स आर वेरी एक्सपेंसिव यूर, इसलिए फिर हम लोग को सब कुछ सीखना पड़ता है. लेकिन आई पर्सनली फील कि इफ़ यू आर लिविंग, इफ़ यू लीव योर होम टाउन, चाहे बॉम्बे में हो, मतलब मैं तो कॉलेज भी बॉम्बे में किया, अगर मैं किधर बाहर भी गया रहता, जैसे यू वेंट आउट, तो आई थिंक इट मेक्स यू सेल्फ सफिशिएंट, मीनिंग लाइक यू कैन टेक केयर ऑफ योर स्टफ रादर देन रिलाइंग. तो मेरे को लगता है मेरा तो वो एक्सपीरियंस यूएस में ही हुआ.
मेरा भी सेम.
Yeah, that's why initially I didn't feel as homesick as all my batchmates felt, because I did 4.5 years in a hostel, like away from my family. So I was a little okay with it. Any other myths that you have?
मिट्स मतलब ऐसा
What people think about you in India, and you're like, yeah, this is completely
हाँ, और
far from the
एक्चुअली और एक चीज जो है, मतलब लोगों को लगता है कि जैसे द पीपल, एक चीज मेरे को मतलब दिस इज अ फैक्ट कि जो लोग पहले आ गए ना यहाँ पे 30 साल 40 साल पहले, द फर्स्ट जनरेशन, उन्होंने अपने लिए अच्छा बिजनेस सेटल किया, एवरीथिंग इज देयर.
Correct.
जब वो लोग आए थे तभी इन्फ्लेशन इतना ज्यादा नहीं था, तो उन्होंने जो पैसा कमाया है ना अभी, वो पैसा इज गुड इनफ एंड इज सिग्निफिकेंट इनफ, एंड दे कैन एक्चुअली दे हैव बिल्ड देयर वेल्थ. इट्स नॉट अबाउट दे हैव बिल्ड देयर लाइक मनी, बट दे हैव बिल्ड देयर वेल्थ. अभी अगर सपोज अभी के सिचुएशन में अगर तू देखेगी ना, तो
Annette का बच्चा
सच्ची
है. We
बता.
are all on the edge, so anytime anything can happen.
One more myth I want to clarify is कि अभी के ज़माने में I have spoken to a lot of my मतलब जो जान पहचान distant relatives है जो बहुत सालों से रह रहे हैं, वो लोग बोलते हैं कि अगर हम लोग को यूएस से अगर बॉम्बे में सेटल होना है और अगर हम लोग को घर लेना है, मैं सिटीज़ की बात करूँगा प्राइमरीली, तो इट इज़ लाइक वेरी एक्सपेंसिव फॉर देम. सो द मिथ इज कि यूएस में इसलिए बहुत पैसा कमा रहे हो इज एक्चुअली अ मिथ दैट प्रोबेबली वुड हैव सर्वड 20-30 years ago, लेकिन अभी इट इज
अभी
नॉट.
ऐसा नहीं है. It's not the same. Yeah.
तो जिसको भी आना है यूएस आओ, लेकिन डोंट ऑलवेज अंडरस्टैंड कि भाई यूएस में आके बहुत पैसा मिलेगा. ये पहले होता था 15-20 साल पहले. अभी अगर तुम लोग आ रहे हो तो आओ सीखने के लिए, and make sure that you also have an opportunity. अगर यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं हो तो इंडिया
Sometimes even better opportunities.
yeah.
So yeah, before you come here, talk to somebody that you know or somebody you're comfortable with. Try to find out everything. Just don't keep it in your head कि भाई US जाना है, भैया
तो अपना
London
सब
जाना है,
settle
Paris
है,
जाना है.
हाँ,
Don't do
अपना
all
सब
that,
settle
because India is doing well now. Like sometimes even we think that we can also like go back if we get a good opportunity. Why not go back, start something fresh from there, and spend the rest of our life. So there are a lot of options there. What do you think about your 10 years that you spend here? It's like basically 1/3 of your life. So what do you think it is compared to India? Like what if you would have been in India or you would have been in US? Nirmal, anything?
मेरे को लगता है कि एक चीज़ यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है ना जब इंडियंस आते हैं, दिस इज़ नॉट विद एनीथिंग लाइक जैसे मैं अभी आईटी फील्ड में आया या ये पढ़ाई किया, इज दैट बिकॉज ऑफ द रेस्ट्रिक्शंस दैट यू हैव ना, यू आर कंस्ट्रेन्ड काइंड ऑफ विद अ सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ लाइफस्टाइल प्रोफेशनली इन यूएस. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इट प्रोहिबिट्स यू फ्रॉम एक्चुअली टेकिंग अ स्टेप. जैसे अगर तुमको खुद का कुछ करना है,
Challenge.
you want to take a step and you want to take a break from your work and say, you know what, I want to explore some opportunity.
Correct.
There's a big thing that happens to all of us. About 90% of us, they get sucked into this corporate job in US क्योंकि पैसा अच्छा मिल रहा है. But after 30-35,
Lifestyle.
everybody feels कि अभी अपने को कुछ अलग करना है
अपना
लाइफ
खुद
में,
का करना है.
और उसके लिए फिर बाद में the train is already gone if you want to do it in US.
Yeah.
So that is one big problem that I feel कि अगर तुमको कुछ करना है and if you want to take a risk,
That's why many people are going back from here and starting
And
their
they're
own
starting
I
startups.
also feel कि you should also take that risk here in US. Overall मुझे लगता है कि US has proven to be much more beneficial to me compared to India in terms of lifestyle, in terms of thinking and all. लेकिन obviously अगर अभी इंडिया जाना है, then you will plan very well and then only you will go. You're just not going to go कल उठ के कि मेरे को इंडिया जाना है. It does not work like that.
Okay, there you have it, guys. According to Nirmal, US is better than India, and according to Lynette, India is better than USA.
Yeah.
And this is the start of the debate. They look angry already. And so I will end our podcast on this note, and thank you everybody for listening. Please let us know individually or somehow what you thought of it, what is your feedback, what are your complaints, so that we can do better on the next one if possible. And thank you again. This is the Desi Banter. Nirmal, Lynette and Annette. See you next time. Thank you.
Thanks everyone.